once again, this scripture is the second time I want this to come out, but it's only one people that fit this, man.
Yep.
And you got other nations that they might war and fight over land, but they not crossing every border that you can think of. They not going into foreign lands or cross seas. They don't have an embassy set up in every place that you can think of, man.
A U.S. embassy.
A U.S. embassy or a military base.
They got that's it.
That's just America. And at the top of every corporation you see, it's always going to be a red face, man. It's always going to be an Edomite, a so-called white man that's at the top of that company, man. That's it on that, man. Give me that Proverbs, then get Job.
Proverbs 16:4. The Lord had made all things for himself.
Right. For himself. Everything that happens on this earth, the Most High set it up for his specific intent and his want. And who the hell are we to question the Most High why he did what he did, man? And why he's doing what he's doing. Don't nobody come up to the Most High and have no counsel with him and say, you know what, I don't think you should do this. I don't agree with this right here. I don't like this part of the Bible. But that's what you ignorant niggas do, man. Latinos and Native Americans get pride enough to question the holy words that the Most High left behind, man. I believe in the Bible, but I don't agree with this right here. It's not about what you agree with. Real soon, you're gonna see that no matter what you believe in, it's gonna come to pass. It's gonna come to pass anyway, man.
Right.
Y'all didn't believe in martial law. It happened out there in Ferguson. It happened in New Orleans. And real soon, it's about to happen on a national scale to where you can't deny it, man. Because the media, once again controlled by the so-called white man, airs what he want to air for whatever he want to put fear in you about. So when you have something happen in certain cities, the rest of the country might not even know what's going on if Esau ain't got it set up for that to be in the media, man. When we had Hurricane Ike out here, my little sister was in New York. She didn't know that we was out here, basically we was in martial law. It was a curfew set. You couldn't hit the freeways was cut off. All the gas stations was shut down. There wasn't no food in the store. The electricity was off. But other parts in the country, they didn't know that was happening out here. Why? Because Esau didn't put it in the media.
Hey, I guess you would break down martial law. Give me definition.
Martial law is just basically
I get it too.
Military rule. You can get an exact definition, but it's when the military come into complete effect, man, and shut down everything that you see as your liberty in this place, man. Closing down the borders. Controlling the food, water, transportation, man. That's what your beloved FEMA is gonna bring, man.
Yeah.
And that's what y'all bred the acronym. FEMA is Federal Management. Yeah, Federal Emergency Management Agency, man. So what does that mean? They gonna manage everything on a national scale via emergency, man.
Yep.
That's when they show up. But guess what? They don't go into the details of FEMA. That one of their main targets, and it's written down, it's documented, that in the case of an emergency, that they gonna target Negroes and Latinos first.
Yep.
To snatch their asses up. Going back to this is all about Israel, man. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The rest of the nations, they playing their part. Your part is to get caught up in this truth, are caught up in destruction, man. Via 1/3 gonna be receive salvation and 2/3 is gonna receive destruction, man. Yes.
Yep. Now I was say them brothers finna get the definition, but that martial, that word martial, it really go back to Mars.
I got it right.
And then, bring it out, brother.
I'm gonna bring out martial.
What book you reading out of too?
I'm reading out of.
It's hard to hear over here, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna lift up. I'm gonna read the word martial. It's out of the Conscious Dictionary of English Etymology. And the word martial, it goes into brave, from the French to the Latin, from French martial, and Latin martialis, dedicated to Mars, god of war.
And that go back to the Greeks. That was the Roman way of saying basically worshiping the god of war, which is Mars, but the Greeks, they worship the god of war, which under the name of Ares.
Hey, and then next month, y'all getting ready to practice Thanksgiving. And that's one of these so-called holidays that the so-called white man, he prays and give thanks to Mars, the Greek god Mars, for giving them power to take down the Gadites, the Native American Indians. Because Gad was giving them hell until they brought that Gatling gun out, man.
Yep.
They had never encountered no skillful warriors like that, man. Fucking them up with bow and arrows.
Get Marshall in your dictionary.
Okay.
The one you got, brother.
I just say this right quick while the brother get that. Basically, to be technical, America came under martial law back in the 50s, and I forget what president it was, but whenever you started to see the U.S. flag with the yellow fringes around it, that's a military flag.
Right.
So when you go into a courtroom and see that flag, that's actually a military tribunal court. So that's basically what martial law is military governance.
Yeah.
That sign, bro.
That's what it's on this sign.
Well, now just saying, get one of
The
them.
martial law sign.
That's basically the martial law sign. That's basically what it is. Now, it's been implemented, you know, in full force, basically going back, like the brother was mentioning, during certain natural disasters, but then you had the Boston bombings. Those people was under martial law. They couldn't come out of their houses. They had to, you know, be in at a specific time, and the military was ruling or patrolling the streets. Now, they was masquerading as cops or police, but those were militarized police.
Yeah.
So this is the basically going back to the 50s. This is it coming into fruition, and you're gonna see it full scale from coast to coast real soon. Like the brother say, they do test runs or have beta tests, like down in New Orleans during Katrina. They was placed under martial law. But when you really look at it, we've been under martial law through what is I forget the term, but it'll come to me later.
Since 9/11.
No, I mean going back to the 50s.
Oh, okay.
But y'all go ahead.
The war
Admiralty.
Admiralities.
Maritime
Admiralty law.
Yeah.
That's what. There's three types of law.
Okay.
And there's maritime admiralty law is martial law.
Right.
Basically.
And I'm gonna say this: the military is set up for war.
Right.
For the act of war. So when you got military rule or really military governance, it's really you in a state of war. And now the war is against the citizens, the civilians.
Right.
So when you got martial law on American soil, you really got war against the people, the American citizens. Y'all can go ahead with y'all got.
Going into the definitions y'all got.
You go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
This is martial law from the Webster's New Student's Dictionary, circa 1962 to about 69. It says martial law, the law applied in a company territory by the military forces of the occupying power. The established law of a country administered by military forces in an emergency when civilian law enforcement agencies are unable to maintain public order and safety. Hey, I bring that out on. Yeah, I got it. This is from the Wikipedia online. It says typically the imposition of martial law accompanies curfews, the suspension of civil law, civil rights, habeas corpus, and the application or extension of military law or military justice to civilians. Civilians defying martial law may be subjected to military tribunal courts.
Right.
So it's basically saying, I'll go up a little more. It says martial law is usually imposed temporarily. Imposed temporarily, like we saw during the time of Katrina. They used martial law, like the brother brought up Ferguson. They used martial law, the Chicago riots, the LA riots. You know, what you say out? Boston, you know. When they had the Boston, the marathon bombing, they brought in martial law. They had neighborhoods on lockdown. And a large majority of you people embrace that shit. Or you gotta find the Boston bombers because they put that terrorist scare out there. Y'all, please come find them. We'll stay in our house. We'll close the shades, whatever. You know, y'all embrace martial law. So you already been conditioned to accept it. When it come, when the booger man come, please come with your military and take whatever little civil rights and liberties that we may have left away from us and run amok. According to the Constitution, the military ain't supposed to police its citizens. That's what martial law is. It's telling you right in the definition.
It say take away your civil law. It takes it from you.
It takes.
It that's dealing with the what you just saying.
The suspension of civil law,
right?
Civil rights,
Constitution,
and habeas corpus. Which you ain't got no ain't no habeas corpus no goddamn way. But just saying. Look, Esau posted up on the block on us today. It implements curfews, which you saw that in shit Ferguson, Katrina, really all of them.
Down here too.
When we had, what was that?
Rita,
Ike. They told you when it got dark, you had to be in. You got to be in, not on your porch, not in your yard, in your house at 7 o'clock. How you gonna tell me I can't roam on what's supposed to be my property after a certain time?
Hey, you know a good answer to why they set it up that way? Like the brother was saying, them test runs they doing.
That's it.
Like out there in South Park, they was running tanks and different military vehicles through the streets.
It
was in South Park?
I'm
talking about during Ike. They was doing that, man. So people don't even know what's going on. You might be looking out the window, but they don't want you seeing what the hell they got going on, man.
So they just did it recently last year. Remember when I showed the video?
They did that openly, man. They had a military exercise over South Park, man. Right where you stay.
Hey, if I can say this real quick,
speak up to
they always talk about people always say, man, they don't have enough military to do that shit everywhere, but just like when Ike hit down here, they shut down the entire island of Galveston. You couldn't go on the island or come off. They shut down an entire city. And the same thing in Boston. So how the fuck you gonna sit there and say the military don't have enough might or enough people to police everybody under martial law? That's bullshit.
And really, how gone Americans are, you don't need a lot of might.
You don't.
Man.
That's right. That's what I was. That's right.
Set up a couple barricades and some damn cones, and people, oh shit, don't go over there.
Hey, they do that on the freeway. They put 2 cones and
the whole traffic.
I got one more definition. We want to get back to the scriptures. This is from Legal Dictionary / freedictionary.com for martial law. It say the exercise of government and control by military authorities over the civilian population of a designated area. Martial law is an extreme and rare measure used to control society during war or periods of civil unrest or chaos. That back up what that brother said about during the time of war also, man. It'll just show you, but it's an extreme measure. Because it's not a light thing. People hear martial law, man, that should put fear in you. Men of the Lord don't fear it because we waiting on it, man.
That's right.
We hastening the day for the Most High to unleash this devil to execute judgment on you people, man. And that's why we fight and battle on a second to second fight, man, to stay in line with these scriptures, man, so we won't fall victim to the destruction that's coming, man. So we won't get a hollow tip in the back of the head when they unleash homeland security on the masses of you people, man. You got a precept?
I got
Get back to Proverbs.
Go ahead.
What you need first.
Okay.
Man. I want them 2 scriptures.
This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, 39, and I started 19. It says, the works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. It's talking about the Heavenly Father.
Correct.
He see it from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses.
Okay.
His blessing covered the dry land and as a river, and water it as a flood. And he hath turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. As his ways are plain unto the holy, which is the point, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Because all this stuff that we bringing out, man, is plain. We can plainly see the veil lifted, and we can see all the shit that's going on.
Right.
But to the ones that basically the elect, man, the ones the Most High ain't woke up, it's a stumbling block to them. They cannot see the plain paths, the plain ways that the Most High made. Man, this is all this information we bringing out ain't hid nowhere, man.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yes, you can Google it.
I can go on my phone right now and pull this up right now.
Yeah.
But to the unholy, it's a stumbling block, man. You know, 2/3 of our people just can't get it. And the heathens, it ain't for. So they gonna be destroyed. That's basically the point. I just wanted to bring that out.
Did it say that somewhere about not questioning that power?
Right?
Right.
It says,
Read that.
Ecclesiasticus 39:21. A man need not to say, what is this?
Yeah.
Wherefore is that? For he made all things for their uses. Just like the brother brought out in Proverbs, the Most High had created all things for himself. The Most High created everything to serve a purpose. The nuclear missiles, they gonna serve a purpose. The martial law troops, they gonna serve a purpose. The so-called white man, he's serving his purpose.
Yeah.
To have us in subjection. Then he gonna use the so-called white man to bring in martial law.
Don't get about when you talk about World War III.
That's right, bro. World War